Another morning at Camp 2. It's about 5:45. Another beautiful day, but we wouldn't know because we haven't been out yet.
Peter, Hillary, and Dawa leave Camp 2 for their move up to 3. They're now climbing as partners, like Peter's father and Tenzing, and will need to rely on each other in the event of an accident. It's the ethic of climbing, the brotherhood of the rope, and some partnerships are more productive than others.
See, we're moving fast this morning. We gotta get up.
Gotta get up.
Today, suddenly, I'm climbing with Peter Hillary. His father, Sir Edmund Hillary, is such a famous guy. His nickname is Godfather of Khumbu. He did so much. Courtesy of Sir Edmund Hillary, Sherpas are engineers, they are doctors, they are pilots, and, a few of them still climber like me. But still, it's a very big thing.
All right, we're getting up. We're already late. But two experienced mountaineers moving fast. My pee bottle's frozen. Seems all.
You frozen, huh?
Sometimes I can't believe. Sometimes I turn around and see Peter Hillary side behind me, and I think myself, oh, what a bright day.
At 23,500 feet, Peter and Dawa reach Camp 3 on the Lhotse face. The altitude has claimed a Hungarian climber. He's unable to walk. An American and 2 Sherpas try to save his life.
The Sherpas and everybody else involved will leave no stone unturned trying to get somebody down if they're injured and very close to death. But as soon as somebody is recognized to be dead, it changes the situation entirely. It's really difficult to move a dead person anywhere on Everest. You send people down into a situation to retrieve a person who's already dead and risk their lives to do so. It's not an easy ethical decision to make.
The Hungarian ultimately makes it down to base camp, but the American who saved him lost his chance to climb to the summit.
It's a pretty dangerous spot because we're halfway up the Lhotse face where there's a 2,000-foot drop. There are ropes joining all of the tents because you need a handrail so that you don't fall off. And sadly, last week a young British climber slipped and he fell all the way to the bottom to his death.
It's the first death on Everest this year, and the loss of the climber, an experienced British mountaineer, has affected everyone on the mountain. As they ascend the Lhotse face, each climber will have to pass by the crevasse where his body lies. In 1952, Tenzing Norgay was the Sherpa leader for both of the Swiss attempts on Everest. They knew he had more experience than anyone on the mountain. These would be his 5th and 6th expeditions to Everest. To the Swiss, Tenzing was more than a climbing Sherpa. He was treated as a full member of the team.
He was very close to the Swiss, especially with Ramon Lambert. They were almost like brothers because they went through so much on this mountain together.
The Swiss were mountain people. They identified with the Sherpas and treated them as equals, sharing meals and tents with them. It was the Swiss and the Sherpas in 1952 who discovered the route climbers still use today. They went higher than anyone had ever been.
They were basically the pioneers opening this route through the icefall into the Coombe, which is now what we call the classic route, which everybody takes today, through the Southeast Ridge. These guys had no idea what to expect. They had no idea what was going to happen to them.
Many believe the Swiss deserve half the glory for the British achievement on Everest a year later.
The British learned a lot from the Swiss experience and from my father being on this mountain. They used a lot of the oxygen that was left by the Swiss, a lot of the food and some of the equipment. So they did benefit from the Swiss expedition.
Eight hours after leaving Camp 3, Peter Hillary and Dawa Sherpa have reached the South Col.
People at the South Col are really pushed to their limits. The feeling that I get is one of fear, because this is a place that sometimes people don't come home from. It's extreme.
I think it was a group of German climbers who described going above 8,000 meters as going into the death zone. If you make mistakes up above 26,000 feet, there's a very high chance that you will pay very dearly.
After 10 expeditions, this will be Dawa's first chance to attempt the summit.
I respect this mountain very much. If I climbed once, that's gonna be enough for me. It's very hard. It's very tough. We have saying, before you climb mountain, pay all the debts, because no guarantee you'll be back to home.
On the West Ridge route, Brent Bishop and Pete Athens fuel up for their push to Camp 3W. The rarefied air is aggravating Brent's cough.
Coughing all the time, it just wears you down. It's just one more thing that you just don't want to deal with. Going to bed and coughing at night, and waking up and knowing that when you get out of your sleeping bag and hit the cold air, you're going to cough some more. It psychologically beats you up. It's just another Achilles heel.
For Brent, climbing this route is a chance to get closer to his father.
Climbing Everest in the West Ridge and in the style we're doing, I know I'd be proud. And the one thing I'd like to be able to do is share it with him, and that's not possible. Up high when I'm climbing, I certainly feel the presence of my father. I think his spirit is up there somewhere. There are times when I'm really tired that I'll draw strength from that.
It's a 2,500-foot ascent to the couloir, where they carve out a ledge to sleep on. The tents of Camp 2 lie directly below, tiny dots in the moraine of the Khumbu Glacier. It's hard work at 24,000 feet, and they have to be secured to an anchor at all times.
We dug our tent platform in pretty well, and there's some rock bands above us, and I guess the early morning sun hit them, and this thing came flying down the gully about 500 feet above us probably, and it came right into here where Pete and I were just kind of sitting like this. And
This is a camp we're probably not going to use too many nights, is my guess. Like maybe one more night. Because there's not a lot of really big stuff coming down, but it doesn't need to be really big. It's just not a very safe place, ultimately. How are you doing, Brent?
hanging in.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm doing all right.
Jomling, this is South Col. Do you copy?
Back on the southeast ridge route, Peter, Hillary, and Dawa are poised to leave for the summit, but the winds are holding them back.
Did you understand that?
No.
This could be it for Peter, Hillary, and Dawa's summit attempt this year. High winds are forecast to continue. Disheartened, Peter Hillary calls his father on a satellite phone.
Hi, Dad. We've really struck a patch of strong winds, and it looks like we're going to be forced down off the mountain. I don't think we're going to get up it this time, Dad.
50 years after his father's success, Peter has to face disappointment.
The thing that really counteracts that disappointment is that if you don't turn around, you're probably going to die. So the benefit is that you turn around and live.
Dawa is even more distraught about turning back. He has a son at home with cerebral palsy and doesn't envision coming back again for another attempt.
Sometimes life is bigger than this mountain. If bad weather or whatever, go to see our family. Maybe you don't come back. I tried my best. Forget it. I had some kind of frustration inside of me because it was my chance to climb this mountain. I was so angry with this mountain because mentally I took this mountain not a pile of rock. I took it as a live thing, which can feel, which can understand. I was so angry with this mountain. I said, you go to hell, I'm not gonna come back.
In 1950,